Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight, our extra special guest is Fred Hill, DINLY founder, pastor, teacher, facilitator, personal trainer, reset coach, author of Dialysis is Not Your Life, PKD Patient, Motivation with Fred, broadcaster, certified dialysis technician, former dialysis patient, and 9 years kidney transplant recipient. And I got that all out with one breath, man. In the year 2000, Fred was diagnosed with polycystic kidney disease, or PKD. In 2012, he was placed on dialysis, and in 2015, he received his kidney transplant. Determined to give back, Fred started his website, Dialysis is Not Your Life, abbreviated DINYL, a program designed to help patients with chronic kidney disease to better understand their choices and to redefine their lives in a positive manner. DINYL provides a community to support, challenge, and motivate those affected by kidney disease to live full lives. His book, by the same title, furthers this goal by reminding patients that dialysis is a lifeline. It is not your life. Dialysis does not have you, you have it.
Yes.
You have more control while on dialysis than you think. The book aims to help you control your response to dialysis and gives you the courage to take your life back, to reset your life.
Yes.
Fred also does Monday motivation broadcasts that you've probably seen on YouTube on his Dialysis is Not Your Life YouTube channel to help members of the kidney disease and dialysis communities live their very best lives by letting them know they are not alone, and together they can share experiences and information to become stronger and live better, healthier lives. DINYL offers also Reset Life Counseling. They counsel dialysis patients and their families. Please give a warm welcome to a great kidney advocate and friend. Fred Hill is with us tonight. Fred, how you doing?
I am doing so well. I gotta call you Uncle Jim. I just don't want to say Mr. B. You are my uncle. I'm telling you, I love the work that you're doing. Again, I follow you. You inspire me just seeing, and I thank you. As I said before, you are a celebrity to me. So being on your show, I'm telling you, I'm just in awe to be here. Thank you for sharing the platform to allow me to share my story, and just to share it, to give life to whomever is watching and whoever will watch in the dialysis and the kidney disease community. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me on your show. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you for being here. I'm fired up. So, did I state everything correctly in the introduction?
Yes, you did. I want to just say with the Dialysis is Not Your Life, it is also a nonprofit. And so that in itself is I'm continuing to, I guess, to push the envelope as much as I can. And so to be able to help and to do so, we have it as a nonprofit in my area in South Carolina, Spartanburg. We are partnered with the Spartanburg County Foundation, and we're working on a partnership with the YMCA to be able to do more for the dialysis community with the counseling and all those different things. And we'll talk about that as we go through to begin giving different scholarships fully paid for the 5-week Dialysis is Not Your Life empowerment program. And so we'll talk about all that as we're going, because it's about giving back. It's about living, because it's about living. You may have to tell me to be quiet, because just because I'm going to talk and I'm going to share. So if I go too far, just reel me back in.
No worries, no worries. This is your broadcast. I want you to talk.
Okay.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about where you grew up, your education, and your employment experiences.
Well, I am a country boy. I mean, I'm straight country. If you know anything about South Carolina, I grew up in Inman, and I'm talking about the neighbors. They had roosters and chickens and cracked eggs, and across the street with Mr. Summers, he had horses, and so I mean, I am straight country boy to heart. That's all I know, and loving it. And so I grew up there. And ended up moving to Spartanburg. It's more city. And so I've been in this area, Spartanburg, I guess since I was 13. I'm 53 now. And so we're rolling there, but always country to heart. And for me, I did the high school. I did not finish college itself, but I have an associate. And so with that, and also with theology. So I went and got a degree in theology with the Bible and all. And from that point, and also with the program that I have, it's the education of being a certified personal trainer, certified dialysis technician, a certified counselor, certified coach, and just so on the top, because it's about, for me, to making sure it's I'm able to help the whole man, whether it's spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, and emotionally, is what we do. Because it's not just dialysis, it's not your life. So that missing part is what we do. But my profession, I was a supervisor. And so been a supervisor forever. I was with BMW, North America here in South Carolina. I was there for a supervisor for 14 years, and I went there and supervised in Farah. Then I moved to two others. But it's been supervising until I lost my health. And when I lost my health, I couldn't work anymore. And so that in itself, everything just took a turn from that. And I'm telling you, we can talk about as we go, and like life spiraling, like life is over. What do you do when all these different things happen? When you lose your job, and then you lose your house, you lose your car, your money is gone, and you've lost your health, and things happen in your marriage, and then your son starts dealing with epilepsy at the same. I'm talking to like maybe 4 months from the time I went on dialysis, and so it was such a whirlwind, if you would. And we didn't have the Uncle Jims, we didn't have the Fred Hills, the Steve Burchers, we didn't have the David Rushes and others that to be able to help. And so I spiraled out, Jim. I spiraled out. I really did. I spiraled out. I was in a bad place. And that's the reason why. I'm sorry, I get emotional. That's the reason why my passion is to help others, because I know what it was like on dialysis and losing everything, and issues in marriage, issues in health, issues in money, the mental stress, and not knowing who you are, because all your life you've been a supervisor, and now you're not that no more. So what is my identity? Who am I? And so, and don't want to be labeled as a sick person. And so for me, that's my why, that's my passion, to be able to come in to let everyone know that dialysis is a second chance at life, and to understand, live your life while you're on dialysis. And it's my job to help redefine that. But I probably wouldn't go with, but that's me, Jim.
All right. I want to let everybody know, if you go to my personal Facebook page, this broadcast is pinned to the top of my Facebook page. And in the comments is all of my research on Fred. So all of the links, the things we're going to talk about tonight, the book, the website, the training, the counseling, the links to all of those things are in the comments to this broadcast. And will be in the comments to the replay. So if you want to know more about Fred, or you want to drill down, that's the place to go to get that information, okay? So let's talk about your experiences with kidney disease. I understand you were diagnosed with polycystic kidney disease early in the year 2000. Can you please describe for us the events that led to that diagnosis?
Well, for polycystic kidney disease runs in my family. And so I grew up seeing my grandmother being on dialysis and being taken to the clinics and seeing her deteriorate and seeing life just go away. And not just her, but then my aunts, then my sister, then cousins, and then my father, and then now it's me. But for going up, I guess, you know, and as being young and you seeing this, you think that you're untouchable mentally. I guess, you know, I'm gonna live forever. Health is good. We're going. But one day my sister came and she brought all the brothers and sisters together. And she began to say, hey, you know, you all need to get checked. The reason why is because polycystic kidney disease. And so my sister was telling us all about, you know, what it was and saying that's the reason that's going on with my grandmother. That's what happened with my aunt and those different things and such. So you can't see it just until you get an ultrasound. And so I went and had an ultrasound, and sure enough, polycystic kidney disease. Now, the thing at that time, my blood pressure was high and I was in my 20s, but, you know, I've always been in the gym, always ran, perfect health. And so all the tests were being done, the heart flow, heart rate, all these different things with my body. And the doctor was like, I don't know why your blood pressure high. It is just high. But once I went with the information and he had me scheduled for the ultrasound, and it came back and it was like, okay, that's why it's high. And so he said, okay, you're doing good, you're exercising, you're doing, so you probably won't see dialysis until you're in your 60s or your late 60s. But unfortunately, 40 years old, it was time to go on dialysis. And that in itself was, it was scary. It was, Jim, it was a nightmare because prior to me going on dialysis, everyone that I mentioned, everyone died. And so, as I said before, there was no motivation, no, you're going to be okay. And for me is seeing the death up close and understanding what it was. And so for me, in my mind, Fred Hill, it's your time. You're going to die. So I went through this depression. I went through just soaking. I just dead man walking. That's what it is. Dead man walking. And with that, Jim, it was my marriage suffered, relationship with my son. I mean, that's my best friend. All of this because anything that was asked, anything that was suggested, my answer was, I can't because I'm on dialysis. I can't do it. I'm on dialysis. We can't go. I'm on dialysis. I can't do. And it's like I just shut down. And not realizing that when I shut down like that, my son was going through epilepsy things and he didn't understand at 10 years old. But I was just selfish in myself and going through my own, I'm going to die. And in marriage, and looking at the wife, she got a husband on dialysis. She has a 10-year-old son dealing with epilepsy. You know, what's going on? And then her own life and job. And then I'm not working. And like I said, we lose all these things, houses, and found ourselves in an apartment and lost cars. And I mean, so, you know, we, at the time, I didn't see all that. It was just me. But one day my son came to me and he said, Dad, and then he said, never mind. And he walked away. And I said, hold on, son. I said, what was you going to ask me? He said, you're just going to say you're on dialysis and you can't do anything. And it woke me up. It woke me up. I saw life passing me by. I saw it. I saw it so clear that I can't stay in this no more. I'm losing time with my son. I'm not there for him. I'm depressed, thinking that I'm going to die. And I'm looking at, I got this beautiful wife and I'm not spending time with her. I'm just spiraling. I mean, it hit me so, it just hit me. You are on dialysis and you have a second chance at life and you blowing it, Fred Hill. You're blowing life. And from that point, that's when dialysis is not your life was born. At that moment, because I realized me and my son, we football, basketball, we tackling, wrestling, all these different things. And so I had put in my head, try and then modify. So if you can't do it the way that you was doing it, you modify it. And so everything is what I did. I started living my life. And so we wrestling, we throwing, I couldn't throw the 50-yard bomb down the field, but I could throw about 25. And so that's what we did. And we practiced, we tackled, we did, man. And so understanding for me, being on peritoneal, I was doing the night cycler, and then I was doing the exchanges during the day. But once I started living, Jim, and once I started, life and my attitude and everything started changing, it happened to where I didn't have to do exchanges in the day anymore. It's when I began living and started being life and exuding life, and everything. It was like when that changed, my body changed, literally changed. So in the place of where it was taking the night cycler and then 4 or 5 exchanges during the day to make sure that my clearance was good, I went from 4 or 5 to none at all, just the night cycler. Because I started exercising, I started walking, I started running, I started doing things. And as I'm talking about this, now when I started exercising, I started trying to do like I've always done. And long story short, I end up getting 2 hernias. And the doctor's like, you need to quit. But I said, I can't, because this is keeping me alive. So what I did was, by trial and error, I found out what works and what doesn't work for people who are on dialysis. So I created a low impact exercise regimen for people who are on dialysis, and I started training people on dialysis with that through trial and error. So it's about living, man, and I'm just excited and I'm thrilled, man, and I hope that answered what you were talking about.
No, that's a great answer. Let me ask about your family for a minute. What is your wife's first name?
Phyllis.
And you have 2 children. What are their names and ages?
Well, I just got one. I got one. It's Haven. Haven is his name. Haven Hill.
Okay.
And I call my wife Baby Doll. And so it's funny because most people that knows me, they do not know her name. And they say, well, what am I supposed to call your wife? But I call her Baby Doll. But her name is Phyllis. Yes.
All right. I read your book.
Okay.
I read in your book, Dialysis is Not Your Life, that in December of 2011, you were told you'd have to choose a type of dialysis that you would take. I'm getting from your conversation that you were on home peritoneal dialysis. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you started in February 9th of 2012. Can you please describe for us your feelings about starting dialysis?
Dialysis for me, and it was I have an awesome nephrologist. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. But when at that time, nothing was really explained to me about peritoneal and hemodialysis. And so for me at the time, going in, I had the thing in my neck, and so I was doing hemo with that. And but Jim, the catheter, yes. But the thing that hurt me, Jim, was nobody talked. I'm terrified. I mean, terrified of what's about to take place. You walk in there and it's so cold, but no one says, well, Fred, it's going to be like this, or this is going to happen. You might want to do this or do this. You might a blanket, or you're going to feel this as your blood leaves your body. And I didn't get any of that. And so I was terrified. And when it happened, I'm just terrified, man. And after the fact, your heart swells. Well, my heart swelled. And when it went down, I thought I was having a heart attack. And I'm like, what's going on? And they was talking about, the nurse was telling me, as you go, your heart swells. And after the dialysis, it goes back down. But the longer that you are on hemodialysis, the heart will swell, become enlarged, and stay that way. And that hit me. So you got to keep exercising. But with the understanding that, for me, my choice was, I don't like blood, Jim. I love scary movies. Absolutely love scary. I love scary movies. But I don't like blood, especially my own. So it wasn't a peritoneal is this and hemodialysis is this. It was one is dealing with blood and one is dealing with the fluids. And I chose because I didn't want the blood and I'm terrified of needles. So that was my choice. And I thank God that it worked out good for me that way, because I continued to live, and it gave me a chance to continue to move forward in life. And I'm not saying that hemodialysis doesn't, but that worked for me best for my life.
One of the things that impressed me from reading your book was the discussion about control.
Yes.
When you can't control what is happening, you can control how you respond. I couldn't control being on dialysis, but I could control my response. And you suggest to your readers, leave behind the negative thinking. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? Talk to us about your determination to live your life to the fullest.
I think, the biggest thing is you got to realize that you have options. You got options in life. Even if the only option you seem to have is the change of your attitude and the change of your mindset. And that in itself will change your life. And understanding that there's certain circumstances and situations that happen that you can't do. I mean, absolutely nothing about it. It is being on dialysis. I couldn't change the fact. Losing loved ones, I couldn't change it. When I lost my job and all those, those things happen. But then you got to understand, okay, what is my response going to be? Am I going to allow the things that happen in my life to allow me to cause me to live a life of defeat, live a life of depression, to be angry, to be in a place to where I just let go? And no, it's too much life to live. There's too many people that are depending on you. There are too many people that love you, understanding you matter too much. We are valuable. And understanding, even though coming to a place to where you lose your confidence, you lose your sex drive, you lose energy, muscle mass, you become shameful of being on dialysis. All these things happen. But you got to change that response, because when you understand that dialysis is that battery that is giving you life to live, man, I'm telling you, I went to the beach and I took my shirt off. I mean, I'm enjoying life, because, Jim, what I realized is, hey, the only thing different about me is I'm on dialysis. And the way that I do this in the classes, is, if it's okay, I talk about worth. You got to see your worth. You got to understand your worth. And I use the diagram, if you would, of a gold bar, a 10-pound gold bar. If you take the 10-pound gold bar and you put it on a gold plate, and you put diamonds and emeralds and rubies and all those things on the plate with the 10-pound gold bar. And then you can find, if you found a gold bar that's actually in sewage and it has a horse manure all on it and it's dirty and all of that, and you take that 10-pound gold bar with all that manure mess on it, is the value of that gold bar any different than the one that's on the plate of diamonds? No, it's not. It's just got little issues, whatever that is. And so when you understand, regardless, I'm on dialysis, I may have made mistakes in life, whatever those different things are, I'm still valuable. I had to realize, listen, you still have confidence. I'm still sexy. I had to come to a place to understand I still got it. And to come to, even though I'm on dialysis, listen, I'm going to live my life. Because Fred Hill is love, life, and laughter. And if I'm not laughing, if I'm not love, and if I'm not exuding life, something is wrong with me. That's always been me, even before I was on dialysis. And I allowed dialysis to take that from me. And I said, no, I'm too valuable. And understand that I got so much worth in me, and people need me. I need me. And so the reality of coming to that point, man, is understanding, listen, it's how you respond to it. And so my response was, what do I have to do to get it back? What do I have to do to get my house back, my car back, my job back, my marriage back, my health back? What do I have to do? And the thing is, you got to put in the work. And for me, the biggest thing, Jim, was, I'm gonna say this: I'm a man of prayer, I'm a man of God, and I believe God, and I love God. And so knowing that higher power that is with me, that was critical for me. But it was also, you got to do the work. You got to start trying to eat better. You got to exercise. You got to get up and move when you don't feel like it. And for me, now, I didn't exercise when I was on hemodialysis. I didn't exercise on the day of hemo. I exercised the following day. And understanding, as I exercise, you get a better, your dialysis goes better. And when you exercise and you move again, you're going, and also it makes you look better. And so even though you have the thing in the arm or whatever, but you're toned up and you're moving and you're going, so you're keeping the veins and the vessels and the muscles in shape, so you don't have the look that many people can have. And so it comes to a place of how you're going to respond to it. And you got to be determined to say, hey, listen, I don't want to be in this place anymore. I don't want my life to be like this no more. I'm tired of being depressed and defeated. I'm tired. I got sick and tired of just being sick and tired. And I had to say, hey, I didn't have the help from, like I said, other people. And however, it was the point when I went to the dialysis clinic, I didn't want to, I'm not putting anybody down, but I didn't want to look like what I saw. When I seen the people there in the waiting room before they went on dialysis, they already looked like death. When I went back there, everybody, they looked like death. And I couldn't do that. But my purpose was, once I got to the place to where I'm living on dialysis, I said, okay, Miss Graham, let's go. Let's start exercising. Let's start walking. Okay, Mr. Bruce, let's start exercising. Let's start walking. Let's start getting some things together. Because listen, if I'm gonna live, you need to live too. Because it's a sad thing when you can literally see somebody get up at the end of their run on dialysis and they bleed out and they die right in front of your face. What do you do then?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. How long were you on dialysis, Fred?
I did 3 years on dialysis. 3 years. I did 3 years. And so, like I said, in between time when I had the hernias, I went back to the hemo on the neck. And then once the hernia healed, then I went back to the peritoneal. And so with that, and so, but I did 3 years on it. And for me, I'm gonna say this: it wasn't all easy, but I'm so grateful. I think the greatest thing is understanding with dialysis, you stop taking life for granted. You stop taking people for granted. You stop taking opportunities for granted. Everything in my life, it means something. Being on this with you, it means something. If I'm going to have fun, Jim, I'm going to have fun. And one thing that I realized in my life, I do not deal with negativity. I don't deal with it. I don't care if it's family. I don't deal with negativity. I don't, because understand, life is already hard being on dialysis, and then anything that's negative, there's no. I got to cut it off. I got to move. I mean, I cut some family. I cut some friends. Don't mean I don't love you, but I can't deal with the negativity when I'm trying to live life and exude life. And I'm still that way today. As I motivate and as I go and as I do, if there's any outside voices saying, Fred, you too loud, or Fred, don't do this, or what you're doing don't matter, or you're not an advocate, and all the different things, I realize, because for every one negative comment or toxic comment, I get 20. Thank you, Fred, for helping me. Thank you, Fred, you changed my life. Thank you, Fred, for this. And one lady called me, her mother went through the 5-week program, and she'll be 70 this year, and she has heart issues. And so she went through the 5-week program. Okay. And this was week 3. Her daughter called me from Atlanta, and I didn't know. She said, I'm Iris's daughter. Iris, if you're watching, I hope it's okay to tell your story. And she said, I'm Iris's daughter. And she said, I don't know what you're doing. She said, but my mama is unrecognizable. My mama was acting as if her life was over. My mom, she said now she's going back dancing. She's wearing sick. Now, again, she'll be 70 this year. She's going through She's dancing again. She's wearing sexy dresses. She's talking and she encouraging me and my brother. She said, whatever you're doing, she said, keep doing it. And she said, I got to send this donation to you because of what you're doing to my mom. And so it's for me, it's those things that right there. You find someone in the class to start just break down crying and say, I didn't know that this was available, and I didn't know this could change my life. I didn't realize this and that. And so seeing these different people that go through the 5-week program, or when you're counseling families, man, it's something, as I was saying, nobody, my wife didn't have nobody to talk to. So the doctors would say, Fred, how you doing? But when they ask how I'm doing, it's basically on the dialysis side. But if I was to tell you, I don't know how I'm going to make it. I can't pay my rent today. I don't know. I done lost this much money. I don't have a car. I mean, all these different things. The doctors are not looking to help you with that. But the thing is, and then my son started failing in school, spiraling out. But who was there for him? So that's the reason why the dialysis reset life counseling, that's why I do it. I'm counseling because the thing is, sometimes as the caregivers, they lose who they are as well. And especially if they're caregiving and the patient is going through anger or depression or denial, and they're angry. And even though they may not be angry with the spouse or the doctors, they're lashing out. And so you see all these different things happening, and then you see marriages failing because the spouse say, well, I don't have to put up with this. I wasn't expecting this. And so now you got a person that's on dialysis going through divorce. I mean, where do we go, Jim?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let's talk a little bit about what went on to get you listed for a kidney transplant. Where, in fact, were you listed?
I was listed with MUSC in Charleston, South Carolina. It was the only place that I put in. I tell this story, and everyone like, I can't believe this, Fred. I can't believe this. But I was terrified of doing the kidney transplant because I was told in order to have a kidney transplant, Fred, you would have to go through 7 surgeries, that they would have to move one kidney and then close you up, and then remove another kidney and then close you up. And then you have to go in and put the kidney in and then close you up. And it was some more things they kept telling me that you have to do to removing stuff, but it was 7 surgeries in all. And so I said, no, I don't want it. I'm doing good on dialysis. I'm doing great. But then I found, I changed doctors. I changed nephrologists. And when I changed nephrologists, he was like, what? He said, all you need is the one surgery. They're not going to take these out unless they're swollen or something's going on. And so that in itself, I'm like, well, sign me up. Sign me up. And so I'm telling you, it was something. And a year later, from signing up, I received my kidney. But one thing I want to say, Jim, if it's okay, I want to encourage somebody right here, if that's okay. Because when I went and I was doing the you go and you're there for like 8 hours doing blood and all these different things, I went into a room. And when I went into the room, they had a doctor that was going to explain everything and that was going to happen. And I mean, the place was full of people who needed transplants. Okay, they had people they wheeled in the ER beds and all those different things, and you seeing people, the skin was yellow, and you seen all these things, and I sat in there, man, and I cried. I cried when I saw all of this, because Jim, I was the one that didn't look like nobody that was in there, and so
right,
I didn't look like them, and so for me, I had made in my mind at that time, I went ahead and went through with everything to be approved. But when I got back to my doctor, I said, well, maybe I need to take my name off the list, because I seen everybody in there I felt they needed the kidney more than I did. And my doctor told me, don't ever say that again. Don't you ever say that again, because you don't know what they did or what they didn't do. You don't know if they're working and doing the things that how you're doing, you are living and you're going and you deserve the kidney. Don't allow what other people may look like because you don't know their story. And so get the kidney and you live. And I want to tell somebody, don't compare lives. I mean, live the life, because when it comes the opportunity, thank God, hopefully they'll get theirs in due time as well. But when that door opens, go in and get it and live your life, especially if you're doing the work.
Okay. You've talked to us a little bit about the testing process. Did you do anything to publicize your need for a kidney transplant?
I did not. I did not. I'm gonna put it this: no one, as of, my son was playing football, and so we had like the football family, the parents,
Yeah.
and all of that. So, but nobody knew. I mean, I'm gonna say this, Jim. I never looked like I was on dialysis. Never.
Okay.
I never looked like, whenever I went to doctor's appointment, they would say, who you here to see, to pick up? Or when I went to dialysis, they would say, well, who you here to pick up? I'm like, hey, I got the appointment and I'm going to be put on. But one thing of being raised in my family is more of, don't say anything. Don't ask for help. Don't, deal with it. Hold your emotions. Don't cry, all those different things. And so that's how I lived. But I realized that's the worst place to be in.
Exactly.
I never asked, but once I, as begin to develop and read and begin to come into my own and to understand this advocacy, you got to ask for help. And I wish I would have, but I did not. I just went through. And then once I had my kidney, it was just flooded. I didn't know you was on dialysis. I didn't know you was going through kidney disease. I didn't know. Because I did the work. I didn't complain, man. And I lived my life, cruises, vacations, dancing while I was on dialysis. I mean, it's understanding. And I had to tell somebody with the book itself, is dialysis is not your life. It's telling you what's possible. But then, Jim, it was that when COVID came in 2020, this lady called me. She had been following the things that I was doing. And she said, well, listen, I have a family. The family went through COVID and different things happened. But there's a 15-year-old boy who lost his kidneys and with the COVID. And she said, can you counsel him? And I said, I can't counsel him. I don't have no degrees. I don't have anything, however, to counsel. But at that moment, that's when I understood that the book itself, I had to go further. And so I started going through, as I said before, the training to become a counselor. And at the same time, then I wrote this is the workbook to Dialysis Is Not Your Life. This is the book, and this is the workbook. The book tells you how to, what's possible, but then the workbook tells you exactly how to step by step to how to get your goals, your dreams, sex, life, confidence, all those different things back. And then I created the 5-week program that takes it to a whole nother level, man. And so to a place of understanding who you are, your whys, and coming to a place to developing a plan for your life, not just one, but full life plans that once you get this, you go to the next, to where you begin living a life of purpose. And so so you understand that life is everything. And so I'm just elated. I'm just excited, man, to do what I do. I really am, to see the changes and to be able to help somebody live again.
Okay.
Yeah.
My notes tell me that your kidney transplant took place February 7th, 2015. Is that correct? Do I have the day right?
Yes, it is. My sister's birthday. Yes.
Please describe for us what the day was like. What was the day like that you were transplanted?
The day of the transplant, it was scary. I was shaking. I was shaking. I was so nervous. I was excited, but I was nervous because, again, the surgery is coming. And I guess the thing in my mind, okay, what is life going to be like now? And, it's the fear of the unknown. And for me, with everyone who died in my family before me, I'm the first one who's about to do this. And so, and there's still some after me. And so in doing this, it was scary. And they go in and they checking you and all this, and I'm nervous. But when they put me to sleep, I woke up, I had a kidney. And so the getting the medicines right, that took a while for me in my body. But the thing that blessed me the most, Jim, and I never understood it until I did it, that once you're getting ready to go home, you had to ring the bell. And I took it as just nonchalant until I started ringing the bell. And it's like I won. I won. That's how I mean. I'm sitting crying. I'm bawling, man. But I just ringing this thing, man. I won. I made it. I made it through dialysis, and now there's another chapter of my life, man, that I'm about to live. And even after that, when it really hit me, I came home and all your stuff is still in the room. So you still got the dialyzer there. You got all these fluids, the red, the green, and the yellow, and all that there, man.
Boxes.
Those big boxes, man. And it hit me. I guess it didn't hit me once I come home. It hit me once we started moving the boxes out. Once we were getting the boxes and returning the dialyzer and all of that right there, Jim, it hit me that I'm really no longer on dialysis. I'm sorry, man. I'm about to tear up again. I'm really not on dialysis anymore, and I'm free to live my life. And so, Fred, you got to take it to the next level. You were living then, but what are you going to do now? And so at that, now let's start getting other people. Let's start bringing other people in, because you can't do this by yourself and win. I mean, you got to start bringing other people and get them their lives and getting them together, help them lose the weight, help them understand that life is theirs. Exude life and go after life. Get your marriage, get your sex life, get your energy, get your sexy back, get your confidence. I mean, start living life even before you get the kidney. So when you get the kidney, you take it to another level. Oh, man, I'm telling you, life is so good. Life is so great. God is good. And I'm telling you, Jim, just to be able to talk to you and to share and to help people to understand, man, that life is waiting. I always say this, life is waiting on you. What are you going to do?
Please talk to us. What's the state of your health been from the time you were transplanted to the present? How you been? How's your kidney been?
Kidney is excellent. All of my numbers are in the green. The only thing that I had issues with was my phosphorus. My phosphorus drops to levels that are dangerously low. And this was, as I was telling you, getting my numbers right and medicines right. That was a journey for me so I stayed 2 weeks. I stayed 2 weeks trying to get my medication right. And so, I was eating perfect. I never ate bad, but, water and getting everything right. And when I had the kidney and I'm eating right. And so, but my phosphorus levels kept dropping lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. And so the doctor said, you're going to have to eat bad in order to get your phosphorus levels up. Now, for me, I'm like, what? And I still didn't do it. And so they got lower. And she said, you're not going home until you eat. So she told me to go. I've never been to Five Guys. Go to Five Guys. She said, tell me what to order. She said, and tonight get you a pizza. And she said, you get some dark sodas. I'm like, what? And I'm nervous. Oh my God. Because they tell you that's not what you're supposed to eat. Go get you some sandwiches from Subway and all these different things. And so that was my meal for that second week. I mean, I'm eating horrible, but my numbers came into play, and I'm like, what? And so even now, I have to, because the thing is, I have to eat. I got to balance it. But my numbers are really good. My health is great. The things, I mean, life is really good. I had COVID twice. I didn't have to take medications for it. I didn't take anything for it. The first time it was really now I did take the vaccine. And then the second time it hit me pretty good, but I don't know. I mean, I'm good. And even someone that went in at the same time as me the second time, they lost their kidney to COVID. I didn't. I didn't. And he was telling me it's because of the regimen that you have with your life. It's about how you eating and you exercising and you doing. Because with us, you don't really have an immune system. But the things that we do, I mean, I take certain vitamins and those different things that helps out. But honestly, I'm doing great. And with this, Jim, with the family, I got a sister. She gone through my program, and she's the stage 3, and she's been stage 3 now for some years, and she is doing great. My uncle is in his 60s. He just got a kidney transplant about a year ago. I got a brother that's on home dialysis, and he's doing well and waiting on his. I got different people, man, and like I said, it runs in my family. But the thing about it was, when I chose to live, every person in my family that came after me are now living. So even if now I'm not, even if, I guess, let me say it this way. The first advocate that I must be to is my family. And
Absolutely.
so when they see the life, now it's spreading abroad. And it has just been, amazing being able to talk and to share. But my health itself, Jim, I'm doing very well. Even with my son, he's exercising. He's 23 now. But that regimen, my wife regimen, it's like it became a family thing. Like I said about modifying of your response to everything. And so by me responding, now my wife is exercising. The weight that she's lost during this time is almost 75 pounds. My son lost how much, like 40 pounds, and he has the 6-pack now. So it's just those different things of the regimen of living life and trying to eat and to live. And I absolutely I love it, Jim. I really do. I love it.
Okay. Let's talk about your decision to give back, to make sure that the donor's gift, his or her life, had some purpose, and your decision to give back to the kidney community. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yes. For me, and I think that's, as I said before, someone had, this gets me every time. Someone had to die in order for me to live.
It was a deceased donor kidney.
Yes. Someone died and gave me the opportunity to live. And that in itself, I can't explain that, man. It's more of, don't mess this up. It's more of someone lost a son, someone lost a brother, someone lost a father, uncle. And so what are you going to do? So my mind was, I gotta live. And when I wrote the book, I wanted to dedicate the book to the person. And so I wrote MUSC, and I wrote the letter to try to get the person's name. But they didn't want to, the family didn't want to give the name out to me, but I gave them all of my information. I sent the book, the workbook and program and everything. I still send that to MUSC because they have the information, because I want them to know that the son, the father, the brother didn't die in vain. And in that, so if he's helped me to live, I got to help others to live. And so that's the whole purpose. As I said, is life. And so I got to do it big to me. I always say, live life out loud. And so for me, my voice carries, but I don't care where I am. I'm not a shy person, Jim. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy life. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna show love. I'm gonna live wherever I am. I'm gonna live whatever circumstances that come. I don't allow that to determine my choice to live. So as my brother died, my daddy died, all these different things, my brother, he didn't die well, I had a brother and a half brother. They didn't die of the kidney. They died because of COVID. So in that, Yeah, it broke me. Yeah, I went through depression for a little while, but the thing is, I went and I got the help. But the mindset was, I still got to live. So, what is your choice? And coming to that is, and I look at that with everything. What is your response going to be? And the response for me will always be, I gotta choose life. Always.
Okay. Let's talk about your not-for-profit. Dialysis is not your life. The DINYL. Do you pronounce it DINYL, or do you just call it
No,
DI?
no, DINYL. Yes,
Okay.
dialysis is not your life. Sometimes it's a long word, but so DINYL is it, and this is based upon the reset. That it's never too late to reset your life. To understand that sometimes you got to reset to recover. And so that dialysis is not your life, it's birth from the reset. And I love it. And again, we're partnered with Spartanburg County Foundation. Grateful for donations and grants and all those different things. Because, like I said, I do have Reset Life Counseling, which does the counseling and all of that, so that with the nonprofit, the 5-week program, that's the program that's for the dialysis patients, and that give back, and it's a place where you go through 5 weeks. And what we're doing right now is we have full scholarships. I hope someone is watching. We have full scholarships for patients who are on dialysis, who feel like their life is over, who's struggling with depression and anxiety, who just feel like at the point of giving up. We have full scholarships available right now through the nonprofit. So going to dialysisisnotyourlife.com, or you can just hit me up on Facebook, or Fred Hill, or DINYL, on all your social media, if you're interested in it. And it's all done online. Everything is online. So being able to help in this program is been in London, Germany, India, Switzerland, New Zealand, and throughout America. And so being able to the program itself, and it's measured with the your standard PHQ-9 and your GAD-7 for anxiety and depression. And so at the end, those things are recorded and they're sent in to Washington, D.C. to show what we're doing. And the awesome thing is, if seeing the difference from week 1, when you fill out the information on those forms, and then in week 5 when we finish, it is a drastic change from being in a place of whether it's of depression and anxiety, and then going through the program, how it has changed their lives. And I ask everyone, if you could check it out on dialysisisnotyourlife.com, read the comments under those things. And so it's giving you back your life, and to understand that you can live your life. And so we're giving, again, free. There's scholarships for the full 5 weeks. We do a graduation. You get a Reset t-shirt, and you get a Reset band, and you get a certification that you completed the class, because you got to know that you've went through something. Also, you get a book and you get a workbook, because you got to do the work. Again, you got to do the work, because I'm the expert on the information and you're the expert on you. And so it's the participation and doing the homework, doing the life work, and seeing lives change. And so that's the give back for me, through the nonprofit, through the giving, through the donations, and with the grants, and trying to be in a place where to help people as much as I can to get their lives back. And at the same time, we're doing with the spouses, with the caregivers. As I said before, sometimes they lose their identity trying to help or to be the caregiver for their loved ones, to where they lose sight of themselves, and counseling the children. And so once the 5 weeks are up, if you want to remain with the Reset Life Counseling, then we'll work on that. But I just want to be able to give back and to really help with the nonprofit. And so I ask, if you want to donate, please donate through the website, or you can go, I'm going to read this. This is okay. you can look up Spartanburg County Foundation online, or you can go to SPCF, which is for Spartanburg County Foundation.org, and go to the Give online, and you'll see Dialysis is Not Your Life, and you can give through the foundation. And so that would be a blessing, because it's through the giving, it's through the donations that I'm able to do the full scholarships for the patients who are on dialysis to truly get your life back. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about some of the things that the DINYL does. What is that group all about? What is the mission and purpose of the DINYL?
Well, the vision itself is dialysis is not your life. That statement means everything. But the mission itself is to provide all the tools that you need to recover your life, to reset and recover your life, to also give you the community that you need. Because one thing that I love about doing the group 5-week program with the groups, you have someone from different states that may be online. And it's amazing. And it's always been this way. Someone always says, I thought I was the only one. I thought I was the only one going through it. I thought I was the only one that experienced that. And being in that place of providing what is needed, because as much as I tell my wife what I'm going through on dialysis, she'll never comprehend it. And you hear that. You'll never comprehend dialysis unless you are on dialysis.
Unless you have experienced it.
That you experience, you will never comprehend what it does to you mentally, emotionally, physically. You'll never comprehend as much as I try to tell you. You can try the empathy and try to feel. But in these classes of the giving back, I love the communication, everything that is needed. And also we bring people in, like Jim, I may ask for you to come in to speak, to share.
Happy to.
With the graduation classes, because again, I don't deal with negativity. But the thing for me is I want to bring people who I believe, this is how I am. I believe that if people see you succeeding, and they see that you made it, they see that you're doing, and you were right where they are, it inspires and it pushes them, especially when you help them step by step and saying, this is what I did. Come on, let me help you. It changes their lives. And so with that, that's why that certification, the certificate, and you got the reset. So when you put this on, it's never too late to reset your life. You put the band on, it's never too late. And you got, hey, I went through dialysis. It's not your life. It means something, because this is like, I got my life back. And the awesome thing about the classes of giving back, of the Dialysis is Not Your Life, working on your why. And we do the 1 year, 6 months, 5 years, 10 years. You're looking at these things of plans, and we help you get it together. So when you wake up in the morning, you got life. When you wake up in the morning, you got purpose. So it's not, I got to go to dialysis. No, I get to go to dialysis. So I get the energy that I need. I get to, so I can get to live my life. And so it's just the awesome thing. But after the fact, I haven't had to this day when to say, okay, what we're working on. It's never been okay to do this for dialysis. It's always been, I want to get my marriage together. I want to start this business. I want to lose this weight. I want to do this right here with my kids. I want to go on vacation. Now that would be the very first thing that, and it's like you realize that dialysis is not the center of your life. It's actually these 4 hours right here, and you go live the other 20. And so it's just been amazing to me to provide that, and to see people talk, people share ideas, people to sharing recipes. People becoming friends in different states. It's mind blowing, Jim. It really is.
Okay. I made a list of services that DINYL offers. You tell me if I missed anything. Nutrition,
Yes.
exercise,
Yes.
patient stories, interviews, kidney education,
Yes.
pre and post dialysis support,
Yes.
motivation, recognition,
Yes.
community building, community awareness, and
Yes.
somehow life insurance. Did I
Yes.
miss anything?
Yeah, that's true. Life insurance is because like I said, I want to give you everything to win. For me, let me put it this way, especially for my daddy. My daddy, before he died, he was 78 years old. He was on dialysis. He had 2 heart attacks. Health wasn't doing well, and he couldn't get dialysis, and we didn't have the $15,000 in order to bury him. So we had to do something. So when actually found a company that covers people who are on dialysis. And so my father was able to get covered at 78 years old with life insurance. And so for me, when that happened, I said, okay, I can point you, let's get covered, because the reality is I do talk about life. But the thing is, you got to live, and then once life is over, you want to be able for other folks to live. So you may not be here, but when I go, my wife is going to be good, my son is going to be good, and so you're looking at those different things. So I'm still exuding life, and so that's the whole thing. When I found that out, that was added to Dialysis Is Not Your Life, to be able to help everyone. I mean, like I said, it's not just dialysis. It's the whole aspect of life is what God has given me to give back to the dialysis community.
You talked to us a little bit about the counseling that the group does. I want to ask you about Monday Motivation with Fred, because that's how I got familiar with you, was through your YouTube channel, Dialysis Is Not Your Life. Can you talk to us a little bit about Motivation with Fred, the kinds of things that you do, and examples of the kind of broadcasts that you've done?
Okay, well, the dialysis, the Motivation with Fred, Jim, I love it because it gives me a chance to be. Well, I'm always gonna be me, but I'm me, and I get to share my emotions. I get to share my heart. I get to cry if I have to. But it's all about living. So when you look at watch what the Motivation with Fred, it's understanding that it's I do dialysis, but the main thing is your life. I want you to live your life. I want you to understand that once you go on dialysis, life doesn't stop, whether it be good or whether it's bad. But the thing is that we got options, to understand it, to be motivated, that we don't give up, that we don't quit, that we don't throw in the towel, but to understand that that there are answers, there's help. And so for me, with my job, I want to motivate you every Monday. So when you come on the first part of your week, that I can make it through the week. And so when you find something on Wednesday, you can click on the Motivation with Fred, and I promise you will find something to help you make it through what you're going through, to lift you up, to inspire you, to motivate you, to educate you. I absolutely love it, because the response that I'm getting throughout social media has been a blessing. I actually today, I'm not going to call the name, but I had a celebrity to reach out to me this morning and said, I follow you, and I've been watching what you've been doing, and wants to connect and to help with me. And this is a celebrity. I'm like, what? And so that's Jim. That's the thing to me. Now, I haven't got, that was this morning, but for a celebrity to reach out to me, what do you, little old me, and
All right.
and it came through, like you said, the Motivation with Fred. So what
Yep.
was it that I
Yep.
said? What was it that shared to cause a celebrity to reach out and say, hey, I want to work with you?
Absolutely. A couple other things that I noticed that you can do from the website. You can order the book through there. You mentioned that people can donate.
Yes.
If they have a question, they can contact you directly.
Yes.
From there.
Yes.
There are a few other websites that you mentioned there, the www.betterhealth-fitness.org.
Okay.
the www new
New image.
IMAGRI or GRMIN.org site is there.
Mhm.
You have two sites on Instagram, Dialysis is Not Your Life and at the Real Fred Hill.
Yes.
And then you have that page on Facebook at Dialysis is Not Your Life. So there's a lot of ways that people can reach out and contact you, correct?
Yes, yes. And you can also order the book on Amazon.com. Sometimes that may be easier, so you can read the reviews and all of that as well. So whether you buy it on the website is a little higher because I gotta personally ship the books out. But on Amazon, it's a little cheaper and it just goes right to you. So however you desire, but being able to get in contact with me again, if you know somebody, if you desire to go through the 5-week program, again, we're giving full scholarships, so it won't cost you a dime. So you get the book, you get the workbook, you go through the program. It's once a week and it's on your day off. So the day off of dialysis, it will be on that off day. And to make sure, and it's about an hour and a half. Sometimes if we got more people on there, it may go an hour and 30. But use this around an hour for each time for those 5 weeks. And then afterwards, we build the community. We continue to follow up. So if that is you, please go to dialysisisnotyourlife.com and just let me know. Reach out to me. And if you desire the book on Amazon and the workbook is on there as well. Amazon.com or either the website.
Okay, I just want to point out to everybody the link to the books that Fred's talking about is scrolling across your screen as we speak from Amazon.com.
Thank you.
And a very reasonable price. And I read the book from cover to cover. Wonderful stuff.
Thank you, sir.
I highly recommend it. It's a great book. Anybody that's on dialysis, or is a caretaker, family member on dialysis, friend, coworker, I recommend the book very highly. So
thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about the book. You mentioned that you can purchase it on the website. You can purchase it on Amazon. Is there anywhere else that you can buy the book?
That's it. That's it there. Yeah, that's it. Just on those two sites. So,
okay, I want to talk about some specific things that you mentioned in your writing in the book. What is the grieving process that dialysis patients go through, and what types of things must dialysis patients avoid, in your opinion?
Looking at with the grieving process. Now, this is day one, week one of the 5-week program. We really dive in into it's just a get it all out session. We talk about what happened, why are you here, and you see the emotions, you see the tears, you see anger, you see depression. And so those I deal with the 4 of denial, anger, depression, and then acceptance. And so to be in that, because I found out people were on dialysis 5 and 6 years, but yet they were still stuck in the grieving process, whether it be anger, whether it be denial, whether it be depression. They're stuck there and they're living a horrible life, and because they're still stuck in the grief. And so it comes to a place to understand we work on how to get out of those things. And the biggest thing that I want to say this that we teach in that is what you must avoid. I'm gonna put this right here with that is the point when people tell you that you can't feel that way. You can't be mad, you can't be upset, you can't be depressed, you can't be that way. And that was especially me as a man, that you can't show any emotions and all. But no, the reality is no one can tell you how to feel because it's your life. It happened to you. The issue or the problem is that your actions. So it's okay to be angry, but you can't allow the anger to cause you to lash out and to hurt others. No. That's a whole nother mode. And so it comes to a place to where Understand where you are. And now let's work on this, because again, you can come out of it, because it's life. Once you see that there's the acceptance part of life, of understand that, hey, there's a new normal for my life. And it's even when you get a kidney, we still have kidney issues. We still have kidney disease. We will take medicines for the rest of our lives. And if we not taking those medications, the kidney could die. So I mean, it's you constantly, which we're still in stage renal. So you got to look at it and say, okay, I gotta live. And so it comes to a place of what are you going to do? So you got to avoid negativity. You got to avoid, to me, make sure that you're eating right and start living and enjoying life. And I think even if you're the negative one, and I've had people come in and they be so negative, they're so negative, so negative. And so, but when we go through the point of understanding of who you are and your worth, and understand your value in the earth, in your family, with your children and your kids, things start to change when they start seeing this and they're writing it down. Because I mean, I don't give no answers. I just put the work before you, and I ask the questions. And then when they're doing the work, when we're just talking and they're speaking, it's like, oh my God, I didn't know I meant this. I didn't know that I meant this to this person. I didn't know how much that I would be missed. If I was to die today, that, you know, this would happen with my wife, and because but when you see these things, it just up close, it opens up your eyes to understand I really have value, and I'm really worth my weight in gold. And understand, again, as I said, I'm still sexy. I'm still, I mean, life is in me. I mean, however it is, even with the thing that was hanging right here, with this in my arm, still wear the spaghetti strap. Enjoy life. I mean, live, dance, be sexy, and get it all back. Because you cannot allow dialysis to define your life. You just cannot. You have to define your life.
You've mentioned this a couple of times during the broadcast, and I want to give you an opportunity to clarify it. What do you mean when you refer to the power to reset? What is that all about?
The power to reset. I love this because it's in your hands. I'm gonna say this right here: without accountability, there will never be empowerment. And when you understand that you cannot put your life in anyone else's hands, you have the power to reset your life. I say this, and we teach this in the class, that, you know, when you're on dialysis, a lot of people, they come in, and when they're with the nephrologist, and this was the greatest thing that my nephrologist told me, he said, learn your body and know your body. When you know your body and you learn your body, all you have to do is tell me what you need me to do for you. And that blew it. I didn't understand it in the beginning, because I was always told to go to the doctor and you the guinea pig, and the doctor tells you blah, 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 blah. But when you understand your body, what's going on with your body, everything that's happening in your life, it comes to a place I would tell Dr. Murdoch, hey, this is what's happening. This is what I need. Okay, this is it. Or we discussed this. I need to drop this down on my medication, because when I take this, it makes me feel this way. I think I need to do this right here in medication, blah, blah, blah. Because when I'm walking, this happens. You know what? I think I need a vitamin, these different things. You know your body so well, from your stool to your urine. You know everything that's going on in your body. And for me, one thing I teach, I journal. If this is me. This is my life. I journal everything every day. This has been going on for years. Whatever I got to do, what's going on in my body, I mean, I journal every single thing. And so it comes to a place to where I'm living life. I don't forget anything. I'm right. Things are happening. It's the point of resetting your life. Your life is in your hands. So it comes to the point that the reset, to me, is the same thing as your response. What are you going to do? And if your response, I say this all the time, if you have a goal and your plan failed, don't change the goal, change the plan.
Change the plan.
So you always have the chance to because it ain't gonna always work out the way that you want to do the first time. Okay, unplug, reset. Let's recover. Let's go. But never get to the place to where you feel that it is over for your life, because it's only over when you declare that it's over, not when you fail, when you stop.
Okay. I want to ask you about something that's personal to all of us that advocate for our fellow kidney patients. Do those of us who choose to advocate for our fellow kidney patients, do we have the obligation to inspire others? You know, I didn't give up because of you. And how do you deal with the failures that accompany kidney disease, the ups and the downs?
I'm gonna say this. Um, I can't put the responsibility and or the burden, if you would, to inspire somebody else because you made it through dialysis. Some people, um, they may not be built like that. Um, thank God that, because you have people who get kidney transplants and they just go on about their life. I know people who had heart transplants and different things, and not one time do they reach out or to give back or to say anything. But that's your choice. So because to be honest, Uncle Jim, what we do is not easy.
Oh, no.
It's not easy. I'm gonna say this because for me and for you, to put our face out in on the internet with what we do, we open ourselves up to be criticized. We open ourselves up for people to tell you that you're not a motivator, that you're not helping nobody, and you open yourself up to all of that. And if you are what's the word I want to use? If you are only doing it for the applause of people, or if you're doing it for the likes, or you're doing it for somebody to put you on this platform or put you on, you're not gonna last. Because when you expose yourself, that negativity and things come in, and you got to learn how to bypass that and keep moving and look at the positive. And so to me, no, I wouldn't say you need to do that. It really has to be a passion. But what I would say, for me, like if it runs in your family, talk to your family. You might not talk to anybody else, but say something to your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your relatives. I would say, but I wouldn't put the responsibility on it. Now, one thing about dealing with the negative side of kidney disease, and because again, it's not always all good. As I said before, my cousin died out on dialysis. She finished her run. Everything was good. When she unplugged, she literally bled out and died on the floor. So you see things that happens. You see marriages fall apart. There's an ugly side. There is an ugly side of dialysis. It really is. It really is. And if you don't have that support, if you don't find that support, it can take you that way. I've seen people on dialysis give up, and they continue to go on dialysis. But like I said, it's the mindset. Now, one lady said, I've been on dialysis for, she said, for 15 years. I don't want to do it no more. She said, I'm only here because of my kids or whatever. But she totally gave up on life because she didn't see life beyond dialysis. And now this was during my time when I was depressed. This was during when I first went on dialysis. And so this lady, she did die. She got an infection and she died. And so that had something in my mind, hey, am I next? There's an ugly side. But my word to whomever is, don't give up. There's always a reason for you to live. There's always, and for me, mine was my wife and my son. Man, Uncle Jim, I just couldn't fathom someone else coming in raising my son and my son calling him daddy. I couldn't. I have a beautiful wife, and in my mind, I just can't imagine someone else coming in and taking with my wife and kissing my wife and loving her. No. I mean, I got a baby sister. No, I don't want nobody to take my place. I don't want to leave before my time. So in my mind, and the thing for me, Jim, I've always lived this way, to where if once I leave a room, I want to leave an impact, not an impression. I want to leave an impact in that room, to when I'm gone, I'm missed. I want to leave something to where there's life in there. That when I leave the show, I'm praying that someone that's watching will say, "Wow, let me listen to more Fred Hill. Let me. I can do this. I can get this. This inspired me. You help me do this. Help me." I want it to be in a place where you understand that you can't be in a place where you think it's going to be all good, but you can't live in the bad. You can't allow the bad to remain here in the mental. You have to look and come to a place to say, hey, I got to live life, and there's a reason. There's a why, and you can, because life is waiting on you. I'm gonna say it like some people say, there's no tomorrow, but you got to live life for today, and I believe that. But I also believe that I prepare for tomorrow. I ain't looking to go nowhere soon. I'm gonna enjoy the day and let me get prepared for tomorrow as well. That's the mindset for me. I'm gonna live today. I'm gonna live tomorrow. I'm gonna live next week. I'm gonna be here, and I'm gonna do all I can to help somebody else to have that same mindset of living and exuding life. Hear this at all times.
Okay. Do you have any plans in the future that you can discuss with us for the DINYL or your kidney advocacy? Anything coming up in the future you want to talk to us about?
I think the biggest thing for me, as I said before, is doing the full scholarship for the Dialysis is Not Your Life 5-week program for patients who are on dialysis. That's the main thing for me right now. We're working on the plans for 2025. So we're doing those things right now. And in the beginning of the year, we'll put all that stuff up of what we're going to do. And we're trying to take it beyond just my community. I guess you say my area in Spartanburg. We want to go to Myrtle Beach. We want to do Charleston. We want to take it to Anderson. We want to continue to expand and to move and to do more just beyond the Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson area. So I'm so excited about it. We're looking for more therapists to help out with this as well. So there's some things that we to say. It's not finalized yet, but 2025 is going to be an awesome year for Dialysis Is Not Your Life, the nonprofit, and for Reset Life Counseling. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I really am. And Uncle Jim, I'm excited because I pray, because I want to work more with you as well. I really do. I'm a fan of yours, man. So I definitely want
I'm a fan of yours.
Work more with you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you have any final statements that you want to make to our audience before we conclude the broadcast tonight? Anything at all that either I didn't cover or that you feel is important?
I believe you covered it all. For me personally, I just want to say, never give up. Don't allow life to, I mean, your response is where your power is. That's in the book. Your response to whatever happens is where your power is. So if something happens and your response is, I give up, you lost your power. But when you respond to say, hey, you always got to respond in life and with life. That's the response. And no, it's not always going to be easy, but you got to look at the end result. Because this is Uncle Jim, because I chose to live. Everyone else, like I said, prior me, every person in my family with this polycystic kidney disease, they died. But because of my choice to live, everyone in my family now, they're getting kidney transplants. They're bypassing prolonging going on dialysis and understanding that once your GFR hits 20, that you can go on the dialysis list. And because it's polycystic kidney disease, it will move you up the ladder. But you got to understand, when you don't know these things, you miss out, because polycystic kidney disease, you are considered a healthy person. You just got cysts on your kidneys. And so those different things of understanding the GFR. So before you start getting sick, there's opportunities for you to get on the list and have your kidneys and never see dialysis. I wish someone would have told me that. I wish someone would have shared that information with me.
Wow. Well, Fred, I have to thank you so much. We covered so much ground tonight, and so many topics, and I'm sure we definitely raised some awareness and made everybody a little bit kidney smarter.
Yes, sir.
Tonight, and I owe all that to you. What a great job that you did, just to cover the waterfront and to be so patient with all of us, and teaching all of us all this important information that you've learned from your experience and your hard work. And I really appreciate the fact that you counsel other kidney patients, caretakers, family members, co-workers, people that are exposed to kidney disease, and give them the opportunity to be more helpful to kidney patients in general. That's just an amazing thing that you do.
Wow.
Just an amazing thing that you do. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you sharing all that with us. I have a few things that I have to button up with my audience, but again, I want to say thank you for coming on and being so generous.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for allowing me and sharing your platform with me. And I promise you, I'm going to reach out to you more. We're going to do more work together. I'm excited about 2025. Yes, sir. So we'll get going.
Absolutely.
On that as well.
Looking forward to it, my friend.
Yes, sir. And thank you again. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So that, folks, that's our broadcast for this evening. I wanted to clue you in. Next week is a double header. I have Aaron Kale's going to come on from the AAKP on Wednesday, November 13th, and talk to us about her experiences. I refer to her as my teacher, my mentor, my friend, because she's one of the original people that taught me when I was determined to become a kidney advocate. And on the 15th, we're talking with, that's next Friday, usual time slot. We're talking with Vaughn Reynolds. Vaughn is with Kidney Solutions, our sponsor. He is a kidney patient. He's an ex-serviceman. He has had a kidney transplant. Wonderful kidney story, and he's very anxious to share. So I'm looking forward to giving you the opportunity to hear from Vaughn, and we will see you all next week. And I appreciate, again, Fred, thank you so much for coming on, and thank everybody for watching. And get ready, because I'm going to be processing the replay right after this broadcast ends. So I will talk to you twice next week. Take care, my friends.
All right.